What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Let's go ahead and hop into the ES futures contracts. Go ahead and start looking at the monthly. First and foremost, I want to give a thanks to everyone that does stop by and watch these videos. It's more so a journey and a uh, journal log of my trading career from start till the day that I decide either I've made enough money or I decide to quit and in debt. It's one of the two. I'm either dead or I'm broke. It's one of those two. Um, that's the only reason I'll stop these videos. But for now, we're going to continue to look at the futures market. Yesterday, I do believe I was discussing how we had a good opportunity to uh, go and test lows, put the daily back into a balance, and if we could not take out yesterday's high. And that's exactly what occurred. So real quick, let's review what is happening in the larger time frame. Larger time frame, monthly, we are in a balance, bouncing against this trend line here, right? Balance on the monthly. You can see I got my monthly balance high marked here, balance low marked there. Weekly, we have been one time framing up on the weekly since we broke out of our weekly balance. Remember this balance I keep talking about. Maybe we'd come back and retest it. That looks like it's a good potential as we have so far began to sell off a little bit from our highs of the week. So far, we're still battling that trend line and one time framing up on the weekly. The one time framing will not stop on the weekly until we take out last week's low, which is down here at 38.9725. We begin to take out 38.9725. We will then put the weekly back into a balance, aka just inside of a range. So market will go back to balance, and that's kind of what's been happening, right? We've been going bull, balance. One time frame down a little bit, balance, bull. Do we come back to balance and then continue to trend up? That is the question. Daily. We brought the daily back into a balance. We have been one time framing up. Since we broke out of that balance high here, we broke out of our balance, went bull, went back to balance. Bull, buyer stepped in, right? We tested the 200-day moving average, attempted to find acceptance above the 200-day moving average and above our trend line here. And it looks like we've got into the gap. I was not around for the close. I kind of wish I was because I would have taken the short to fill the gap. I was talking yesterday how if we did not take out uh, yesterday's high, right? But if we did not take out this high, let me go ahead and just get rid of all these levels. If we did not take out yesterday's high, then I felt like we had a good opportunity to get the 12 wide point of control, which we'll see on the intraday time frame, the 30-minute time frame, where I'll go into a deeper technical analysis of what has occurred. But I said we had a good opportunity to get that 12 wide point of control. If we got the 12 wide, then we would look to rotate lower and take out the day's low. If we did that, then we'd be putting the daily back into a balance, and there was nothing stopping us from taking away this big day we had on Friday of last week. However, I was not expecting us to have such a large move down in the manner that we did, getting back below both the 20 and then filling the gap today was not on the list of things I was expecting. I did well on the day as far as trading goes. I didn't make a lot of money. Ended up roughly 30 points. No, about 27 points to be exact. 27 to 28 points on the day. Nothing major. Could have done a lot better. But by the time I got into the market, we decided to calm down a little bit. And I was waiting for a bigger opportunity to sell this market off. But as you can see, we've put the daily back into a balance, filling the gap. And just to make sure that we did fill that gap, and that's not after hours I'm looking at. No, we missed the gap. We didn't quite fill it. The gap fills at 39.42. Today's low was at 39.43.25. So, or 49, 39.43.75, excuse me. Numbers, man, numbers. But as you can see, all of my downside destinations, right? They're all labeled green. We still got a lot to go, but we almost filled the gap today. We didn't quite fill it. We did get into it. We took out not only yesterday's low, took out the Friday low, another daily low, another daily low, and almost filled the gap. Massive trend day down for the sellers, long liquidation. But basically, all we've done is put the daily back into a balance. We're going to call it a 5-day balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to encompass that day, right? So we're going to call it a 5-day balance initially. Question is, do we include the 10th low and make it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-day balance and give the buyers a little bit of credit and a little bit of room? Because if we take out, we say we got balance today and use only today's low here at 39.4375, and we take it out, then the daily goes from balance to one time frame and down. Do we want to give the buyer some leeway, or do we want to say we're trending down? That is the question here. And like I said, whenever we're talking about balances, things of that nature, it's an art, not a science. You choose what you want to do. For me, I think I'm going to encompass the 10th low here. I think I'm going to use that as my balance low. So if we were to get down to that area, we would look to see if buyers step in. If we took that out, then we'd begin one time framing down, meaning we're taking out daily lows more so. So I'm going to use the 10th low here at 38.97, 38.97.25. We'll make that our balance low. So this is how I go about marking my destinations as far as determining what balances are in a daily time frame or just any time frame, right? Because we're one time framing up. We've been taking out previous day's highs, right? Until today, we took out yesterday's low and then multiple other days lows, uh, meaning we stopped moving up, we stopped taking out higher or setting higher highs, right? We've now set a higher high and a higher low, so now we're in a balance. We look to see if we hold this higher low and come back up and set up a higher high, or do we take out this higher low and begin to set lower lows and lower highs? That's how you look for trends. So that's what we're doing right now. We're marking this area, kind of determine how the trend will be when we come out of it. So we're going to make this our 6-day balance low. And we'll kind of thicken that up a little bit so it's a little bit more visible for you guys. 6-day balance low right there, which happens to be near our 20. So if we get below our 50, then we look to see if we test our 20-day moving average and hold it. Now I'm going to mark our balance high up here, which was yesterday's high at 40.35.25. That would be our balance high, 40, right? 40.35.25. 6-day balance high. So now we are in a balance area. We're in a channel, right? So we may chop around in this before coming out of it, or we come down, test the low, and then break it and begin one time framing down. Or we come down, test the low, bounce back up, take out the highs, and begin setting higher highs, breaking out of this trend line down, right? There's a lot of information, a lot of MGI going on in this area. We had the 4,000 level, the 200-day moving average. You have essentially this massive trend line down from last year, right? Setting lower lows, lower highs. That trend do we continue that, or what's the case here? That's what we're trying to figure out. So now we're in a 6-day balance. Let's go into our 30-minute time frame and see what happened during the intraday. And as you can see, I do not have any of my time frames labeled because I jumped right into the action. So let's go ahead and label all of our time frames. So each of one of these time frames gets a label, A, B, C, D, or E, on an actual profile, such as Windows Window Traders, um, or any other software that you may use that has market profile. It'll automatically have it labeled for you. But because I use TOS, I have to manually input it myself. All right, so we got A period, B period. Crazy thing is A and B period we have a triple distribution day. I'll describe that here in a minute. But yesterday I was saying if we open up above the afternoon rally high in J period of yesterday, right here where I have it highlighted at 40.21.25, if we were to have taken that out, then and we couldn't get the day's high, couldn't take out the day's high, then you would look to rotate back in to this 12 point of control. Man, oh man, was that a great short opportunity up here against that the day's high, previous day's high, right there at 40.33.50. You take the short there, you're risking 2 points, you get out above, and then you're looking for us to rotate back down into this 40.12 area. Great risk reward short opportunity there. And if you're someone who is a intraday swing trader, nothing ever told you to get out of this trade because we did nothing but one time frame down majority of the day until later in the day in I believe I period when we finally popped and relieved a little bit of pressure. Not much, but we relieved a little bit of pressure. But nothing told you to get out of this trade. I believe we had somebody, one of Paul's good friends, somebody who's I'm not sure if he's been in the room or in the Discord, but he is an excellent swing trader. He took a long or a short position on Monday, added during yesterday's session as he believed we were in a topping process, and sure enough, he was right, and held it until we took out this 39.57 level, or not took it out. Excuse me, not the 39.57, the 39.65 level. So he captured quite the move to the downside, roughly about 50 points out of today's range to the downside. Great trade on him, and he probably used MGI such as one-time framing down all day, having single prints, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Things of that nature to help him stay in the trade and hold for longer, which is something I wish I could improve on early on in the day if I was active during those time frames. Unfortunately, my job doesn't allow me to trade until roughly E or F period in the day. Uh, but yeah, enough of my rambling. Let's go ahead and continue to mark these time frames. So A and B period, right? We open up. We couldn't get the day's high. We open up above the afternoon rally high, so that goes away. The next destination, since we didn't get the high day, next destination on the downside because we took out A's low, uh, meaning that's the initial balance low. So got your initial balance low, initial balance high. First two time frames, A or B, high and low. Determining which way you take this out will kind of determine which way the day goes a lot of the times. Not always, but a lot of the times. That's how it goes. So since we didn't take out the initial balance high and take out the previous day's high, you felt like odds were good below the opening to take out the initial balance low, A's low here at 40.15.75 to get the 12 wide point of control. That would have been a great short opportunity, right? So C period takes that out, and then we begin to liquidate pretty heavily, taking out the low of day, filling that set of single prints. So we got the 12 wide point of control here. So that 12 wide point of control was a magnet, became a target. Algorithms and short-term traders hit it. They then gun it for the low of day where the single prints fill at 4,225. They get that. That's gone. Boom. See ya. And then after C period, D period opens up, pushes up initially, solidifying the set of single prints that I'm about to mark. So C period creates a set of single prints. Essentially, it just means an area where, or an intraday gap, an area where time or price only move through that area one time frame, right? So if we were only looking in this area that I have, you can see how price just moves straight through here and there's nothing else there, right? 1575. And I know my explanations are probably long-winded, but I hope you follow through and understand this process. Single prints fill. And if not, then this is for me and me only. And usually on trend days like this, I tend to over-explain. So let's go ahead and just mark. So we have a set of single prints now, right? D period solidifies that. We don't fill it. Single prints now start at D's high. We also had economic data come out today, which I don't really think had too much of an effect on what the market did. We had the PPI number early on the day before the market opened, and then we had the beige book come on around 1 or 2 today. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, D period couldn't come back up, fill the single prints, couldn't get back in the previous day's value. So we roll over, take out C period's low, begin one time frame and down, continuing the one time frame down, meaning we're taking out previous time frames low. So C period took out B and A's low, D period takes out C's low. We continue the one time frame down. D period creates another set of single prints once F or E opens up and pushes down. So we solidify another set of single prints here that I'm about to mark. And these become targets later on for algorithms and short-term traders that look at these types of destinations. That's why I like to have them on my chart, knowing that if we pushed up into this area, you could potentially find a responsive sell order. If there's enough demand, then those sell orders will be soaked up and we would push up and fill at 39.96. It starts here, single print start at 85.25. Single prints start. And that's just my process. This is my daily routine as far as my homework goes, looking at what the market does and how I break it down. All right, so we have another set of single prints here in D period. E period opens up, takes out D's low. We continue the one time frame down. We don't quite have another set of single prints as F period opens up and filled that set of single prints that E attempted to have. Is a very small set because D's low was at 81, E period closed at 80. It was a 1 point worth of single prints. They got filled, but F, as soon as it filled, pushed down, took out E's low, so we continued to one time frame down. Algorithm short-term traders are targeting this daily low here at 13 from the 13th. So we get near it, can't quite get it, but we do create another set of single prints in F period. Not a very large set, but they're there, creating a triple distribution. Single print will fill here at E periods low. And they start here at G periods high. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty massive trend day down. Honestly impressive by the sellers. So we have another set of single prints, triple distribution day. G period opens up. G period opens up, takes out F's low. We continue to one time frame down. And we eventually get this daily low. So that target is out the way. We didn't find enough buyers there. as we continue to one time frame down. And H period continues to one time frame down. We get this other daily low, and that becomes our low day for a majority of the time. We finally got 3 wide up here, and then in I period we pop and get 5 wide, 6 wide, 7 wide, 8 wide. Create a wide point of control here before we finally price probed in M period. HI, J. K period was a great opportunity to short as it was a reversal bar. I thought about it and I actually did short. I didn't hold it for very long as my target was near the low of day. And I'll explain my trading here in a minute. JKL, and then we had M with the price probe here at the day's low. Getting into where the gap started. Didn't quite fill it. So now we had all those downside destinations. Now we got a lot of upside destinations or areas of resistance. We have a triple distribution day. A period's low to B period's high, where a high day is at 33.50. And I know this video is long, and I hope you've stuck through. And if you are a trader, have managed to learn something about how to mark charts from a profile standpoint, or from at least a 30-minute time frame standpoint. Because I just use bar charts. You can use regular candlestick, however you want to look at it. Price probe here at H is low, 56.50. All that means is that's where price pushed through, and the most positive response for sellers is to open up below where we have this price probe and continue to move price lower. If we open up near it, you can attempt to take a short against it or sell against that area. If we open up above it, then you look to trade just in this lower distribution, which would be H's high or low to G's high, lower distribution. Middle distribution is E's high to E's low. Then you have set of single prints, another set of single prints, and then you have the upper distribution, A's low to B's high. So 375. So basically, if tomorrow we open up below the price probe, then you look to fill the gap back from the other day that I had marked on my daily chart to the downside. If we get below that gap, you don't have anything, you have absolutely nothing as far as a destination or support or an area where unless you want, obviously if you want to mark this high volume node right there, that could be an area you might find buyers. But from a market profile standpoint, there's nothing holding this market up until 38.97.25. Big vacuum down to that area. If we open up above the price probe tomorrow, then you look to trade inside this lower distribution. You look to take out 39.72.50. If you take that out, then you look for single prints to fill at 39.73.50. If you can find acceptance above the lower distribution, then you look to trade inside this middle distribution, which is A's or E period range, 39.85.25 to 39.73.50. If we can find acceptance there and price continues to move up, then you look to attempt to fill these sets of single prints and grind back up into the upper distribution. If not, then you look to maybe find some acceptance in this lower distribution, roll over. If you can't find acceptance, roll over, you take out the gap, and then begin to move lower where I have my daily balance low down here at 38.97.25, right? I did not mark that on my daily balance. What did I mark that on? I marked it on my tech art anyway. But you can see that here. That's our destination for the next downside target, 38.9725. Massive target there, 20-day moving average. Thanks for sticking it out. If you liked what you've seen, or if there's any questions you guys have, please leave a comment down below. If you'd like what you see or heard or learned something new, press the like button. Subscribe if you are new. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully this video was very informational. And thanks to all. See ya.